I want to go over the LCS situation pretty in depth here. I don't know how many of you are League of Legends fans, but I imagine at least most of you have watched a little LCS, Professional League of Legends. More specifically, NA. And right now, we might actually be witnessing the collapse of what was once the poster child for esports. It is fascinating how intent Riot Games seems to want to burn it to the ground. They are lighting the LCS on fire and laughing as it burns. It is crazy. Thanks to Tier 1, Connor. The bit psych. Oh, that would make sense then, psych. Thanks to Resub One Piece. This is just like a little brief lore recap, so I'll read it to everyone so you can get caught up to speed in what's going on. Right now, the LCS is going through a very turbulent period with a lot of dog shit everywhere. So it all started with some changes to the academy. So LCS teams requested Riot eliminate the requirement of fielding NACL teams. That's Challenger League. Riot agreed, citing the aim of achieving greater operational and financial flexibility. The LCS Player Association has highlighted that approximately 70 jobs would be lost as a result of the decision, and they've criticized Riot for making contradictory statements and rushing the decision without proper planning and prior notice, and they've also proposed alternative plans. And out of the 10 LCS teams, only FlyQuest Evil Geniuses and Team Liquid have chosen to maintain their roster in the NACL, as the remaining 7 teams have decided to withdraw. In response to the changes made to the NACL, the LCS has called for a vote among LCS players to stage a walkout as a form of protest. And last night, an overwhelming majority of the LCS players voted in favor of the walkout, so they will therefore not be playing in the LCS and can't be forced to. And then it was reported that LCS teams will be obligated to field an LCS roster due to an agreement with Riot that mandates them to have a competitive roster. Consequently, they'll need to sign new players to fulfill this requirement. However, the LCSPA will attempt to mitigate those signings. So, this is like 17 hours old. That's kind of where everything was last night. They had a talk again today. And Riot said, fuck you guys, here's our ass, you can suck it, because we don't care about the LCS. They have basically declined every single alternative proposition. They don't care. They even went as far as to completely remove any and all restrictions on who you can field, so you'd have to get scabs. And that means the scabs could be actual bronze players. Literally bronze players. I could have been in the LCS because no one could field teams. All of the pro players didn't want to play. They were striking. It was a protest. So Riot was like, okay, anyone can play. You have to field scabs. Anybody. I don't care if they're bronze. I don't even care if they're iron. And they had another talk today, and they went even harder, saying, you know what? We're going to push this 2 weeks away, and if you still don't comply with our demands, we're canceling the summer split, and NA won't even be represented in Worlds. Which is fucking crazy. Never played, would they add me? Legitimately, they might. Like, they could, because there's no restrictions on it. Like, they just want scabs, anybody. They completely refused any and all sensible alternatives from the LCSPA. It's so wild. So they really seem more than willing to just torch the NA scene for League of Legends. As we said, Boy Man Stark in the Prime Pluto. I know, man. It's so sad to see this. Oh, yeah, that was another thing. So initially, they were going to pay the scabs like $800 a game or something. But then Riot said, no. You will have to pay them at least $2,000 per game. The scabs, that is. Oh, it's not even in this article. Yeah, I saw that as well. I'm surprised it's not in this article. Exhibits Austin and the resub Bad Gamer. None of you should want... No one. I really hope they don't field anybody. I really hope nobody breaks the strike here. Riot is being such fucking scumbags, it's unreal. Or whoever they do sign, I hope they just troll the shit out of it. Like, don't leave base, or they go, like, all supports plus Yorick or something. Thanks to the resub Equinox. Well, the thing is, no one's going to actually pay the scabs $2,000 a game. That's just another unreasonable restriction that Riot's putting on the orgs. That's not going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I highly doubt it. That would literally make them higher paid than some fucking pros. There's no shot that's happening. How much money is Riot losing on the NALCS? No clue. I don't know. What I would like to happen though is the other regions also stand in solidarity, because this is just cruel what Riot's doing, honestly. So I would hope that the other regions also make a stand. LCK, LEC won't care, less competition for them. I feel like they'll care. But I don't think that they'd actually do any kind of like statement or gesture or anything. But I think they'd care. This would be bigger news if the NA actually won anything in the LCS. Yeah, it's by far the weakest region. I mean, obviously everybody knows that. But that doesn't mean that they can just get like abused by Riot. That's not exactly fair. Thanks a bits Taekwondo. Why are Riot doing it? Legitimately, I can't wrap my head around it. I don't know. I actually don't know. I can't think of a single rational reason why they'd be doing this. Other than they just really don't. I mean, they've shown they don't really care about the LCS quite a bit recently. Such as like the schedule changes and shit. But this is still another level of like disgust. So I don't know. Thanks to the bits, Eddie. And thanks to the bits, Jay. Yeah, I checked it out last night. Did you send more? And the resub Rusty. So are the other regions affected? Not directly, but NA won't be at Worlds or anything, assuming they don't comply. Thanks to resub Slash and the bits Fuzzy. Can you clarify this in dumb terms? Riot Games doing big bad not good stuff to players and teams in NA, with North America. Big stupid from Riot Games. Will this affect Valorant? I don't think so. It is a little concerning to see how they're running, or not running, refusing to run the LCS though. That is very concerning. But as of right now, it doesn't affect the Valorant side. Yeah, we finished Golem last night. Does Riot lose money from the NA teams in tournaments if they stop supporting? I don't know. I don't think they gain money. Like, I don't think they make money by letting NA die. Thanks the bits, Arrow. They wanted some rule changes, Arrow, to a couple of the rules, but then Riot started making crazy changes and stupid decisions. Did I see the new Barbie trailer? No. Does this not hurt branding opportunities if the summer split doesn't play? Like teams which are a part of the LCS have sponsor obligations. Not playing would be a breach of contract, no? These teams also pay $10 million each to be part of this franchise league, which now may possibly not run. Yeah, I don't really get the logistics. Like I said, none of this really makes sense to me from Riot's perspective. Like, this just seems like an absolute fucking disaster all around for Riot and, of course, all of the orgs, because it's not cheap to be in League, by any means. This guy's Toast tweeted about buying an LCS team. I know, the second he got into the League scene, everything goes tits up. Unlucky. Thanks to resub Spice. Dota stock going to skyrocket. I would love to see the effect on Dota, because like I said, well, like everyone knows, NA is not a strong major region for League. So I think with the LCS dying, which it looks like it's going to, I don't know if that necessarily translates to a stronger NA presence in Dota. Would love to see, though. Would love to see the effect. Smite coming back then. Oh, yeah, maybe this will be huge for Smite. Smite should really go hog wild right now. Like, really invest heavily in NA. Release a new, like, collab with Uncle Sam or something, I don't know. We love NA over here at Smite. You can have a new home with us. LCSPA just tweeted, did they? What'd they say? Oh yeah, 4 minutes ago. Tonight, one thing is back in clear focus. Players are the LCS. Without players, there is no league and there is no esport. From day one, exclusion from the decision-making process drove the LCSPA players to vote to walk out. The future of the NACL and LCS is too big to decide overnight and without player consideration. We met with Riot Games today to ask for daily meetings or more if needed to reach a resolution. Starting tomorrow, we plan to begin discussions that result in meaningful collaborative action to get our players back where they want to be, competing for fans on the LCS stage. We also want to say thank you, remain deeply grateful to the LCS community for an incredible show of solidarity for our players. Our fight is possible because of your support. I guess we'll see if anything comes from those discussions.